Have you ever found yourself in a moment where someone's cutting remark or disminutious behavior left you feeling small, undervalued, even humiliated? For many of us, especially as we grow older and gain wisdom, these moments hit harder not because we lack confidence, but because we deeply value mutual respect and dignity. Yet, here's a powerful truth. Life isn't about avoiding such moments, it's about transforming them. Imagine turning an insult into an opportunity, a slight into a lesson, and a challenge into a moment of quiet strength. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's the essence of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics didn't teach us to demand respect or fight for it. They showed us how to command it, not through loud words or flashy actions, but through calm composure, unshakable principles, and deliberate choices that align with our values. In today's video, we'll explore practical, timeless tools from Stoicism that will help you rise above negativity, protect your inner peace, and inspire genuine respect not just from others, but from within yourself. Because respect, my friends, isn't given or taken, it's earned. And it starts with how you carry yourself. Let's embark on this journey together, discovering how to meet life's challenges with the calm, confident grace of a seasoned philosopher. Now, before we dive into the strategies, let's take a moment to reflect on why respect matters so deeply both to others and to ourselves. Respect isn't just about how others treat us, it's about how we choose to carry ourselves in every interaction. It's the quiet strength we exude when we refuse to let negativity dictate our actions. Stoic philosophy reminds us that respect starts from within. It's built in the moments when we choose calm over conflict, humility over ego, and self-control over emotional outbursts. These moments, though seemingly small, are where true power lies. They shape how others perceive us, and more importantly, how we perceive ourselves. In this video, we'll uncover actionable steps to embody these principles, from creating strong first impressions to handling interruptions gracefully, from embracing humility to reframing shame, and finally, learning to let go of what's beyond our control. Each of these tools is a building block for a life rooted in dignity, resilience, and unshakable self-respect. So, let's move forward with intention, exploring how the wisdom of Stoicism can empower us to turn even the most challenging situations into opportunities for growth and respect. Make a strong first impression. Set the tone for respect. First impressions are more than a moment, they're a foundation. They shape how others perceive you and, just as importantly, how you perceive yourself in the interaction. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. In other words, how you present yourself to the world reflects your inner values and self-respect. Picture this, you're at a professional gathering. Someone walks toward you, extending their hand. Instead of standing up, you remain seated, distractedly glance at their hand, and offer a half-hearted shake. Instantly, you've unintentionally communicated disinterest and a lack of confidence. Now, imagine a different scenario. As they approach, you rise, make eye contact, and greet them with a firm handshake. This simple act, done with intention, signals respect, attentiveness, and a sense of equality. The Stoics understood the power of small gestures. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." The way you greet someone, stand, or even hold their gaze reflects not just good manners, but your commitment to living with integrity. These actions send a message about who you are without the need for words. So how can you put this into practice? Begin with intention. In every interaction, whether in the workplace, at a family gathering, or even on a casual video call, be fully present. Stand when greeting someone, look them in the eye, and offer your full attention. These small, deliberate actions show that you value yourself and the other person, laying the groundwork for mutual respect. Remember, a strong first impression isn't about impressing others, it's about demonstrating self-respect and composure. As the Stoics teach, your actions are a reflection of your character. Carry yourself with the dignity you want others to see, and respect will follow naturally. Handle interruptions with grace. Command respect through composure. Interruptions happen to everyone, whether in a meeting, during a conversation, or even at a family dinner. Someone cutting you off mid-sentence can feel frustrating, almost like an affront to your voice and presence. But here's the thing. How you respond in that moment says far more about you than the interruption itself. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine you're sharing an important idea at a team meeting. Suddenly, someone interjects, derailing your thoughts and the attention of the group. The natural instinct might be to push back immediately, defending your point or expressing frustration. But this reaction, however understandable, often escalates tension and diminishes the respect you command in the room. Instead, what if you paused? A calm, deliberate pause, not of hesitation, but of composure, can shift the entire dynamic. By choosing to hold your ground with silence and steady eye contact, you send a powerful message. You are not easily shaken. This approach, rooted in Stoic philosophy, allows you to maintain control of the moment, demonstrating both confidence and respect for yourself and even for the interrupter. Here's a practical strategy when interrupted. Pause briefly to regain the room's focus. Turn to the person who interrupted with a calm expression, letting your silence speak louder than any retort. Then, continue your point without haste, showing that you're in control of both your emotions and the situation. In a world where reactions are often impulsive, the ability to stay composed is magnetic. It sets you apart, turning a potential conflict into a moment of quiet authority. As Epictetus reminded us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, the next time someone interrupts you, see it not as a challenge to your authority, but as an opportunity to strengthen it. Hold your ground, stay calm, and let your poise do the talking. In those moments, you don't just demand respect, you earn it. Embrace humility, the quiet power that elevates you. True power isn't loud, it's steady, unshaken, and often understated. Humility is one of the greatest demonstrations of this quiet strength. Far from being a sign of weakness, humility allows you to face criticism, ridicule, and even public embarrassment with grace and resilience. As Marcus Aurelius profoundly said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Imagine someone unjustly criticizes you in a meeting or belittles you in front of others. The knee-jerk reaction might be to defend yourself or retaliate. But what if instead you responded with calmness and humility, acknowledging the criticism, thoughtfully considering it, and letting go of your ego doesn't just diffuse tension, it elevates you. It shows that your worth isn't tied to the fleeting opinions of others, but rooted firmly in your values and self-awareness. Humility doesn't mean being passive or accepting mistreatment. It's about rising above. When faced with negativity, ask yourself, what truly matters here? If there's a valuable lesson hidden in the critique, take it to grow. If not, let it roll off your back like water off a stone. This ability to detach from ego is a cornerstone of Stoic strength. Here's how you can practice humility daily. 1. Pause before reacting. Take a moment to reflect on the situation. Not every critique requires a response. 2. Learn from criticism. Even harsh feedback can carry valuable insights. Focus on what you can control, your growth. 3. Let go of the need for validation. As Epictetus said, if you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. By embracing humility, you position yourself as someone others naturally respect, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it through your actions and demeanor. Humility isn't a retreat from power, it's the embodiment of it. And yet, even with humility, moments of shame or discomfort can sting. The question is, how do we transform those moments into stepping stones for growth? Let's explore how to reframe shame into a source of strength and self-discovery. The power of silence, strength and restraint. Not every situation requires words. In fact, silence often speaks louder than anything you could say. It is not a retreat or a sign of weakness, it's a display of mastery over yourself, your emotions, and the moment. As Seneca wisely observed, speech is the mirror of the mind. When you remain silent, you show its depth. Think about the last time someone threw a sharp comment your way, perhaps expecting a quick reaction. The temptation to defend yourself or push back can be overwhelming, but silence offers an alternative. It's a deliberate choice that protects your energy, preventing you from being dragged into unnecessary conflict or distractions. Instead of engaging in petty disputes, silence keeps you focused, clear-headed, and in control. At the same time, silence shifts the balance of power. By refusing to react, you subtly hand the responsibility back to the other person, leaving them to reconsider their own words and actions. Your quiet restraint forces them to confront the weight of what they've said without the emotional escalation they might have hoped for. Silence also creates invaluable space for thought, reflection, and intention. A moment of calm allows you to process what's happening and decide how best to respond. Rather than reacting impulsively, you act with purpose, demonstrating a strength that words alone could never convey. When used wisely, silence isn't the absence of response, it's the most profound response of all. It reveals a confidence and clarity that not only commands respect but also preserves your inner peace, making you a steady force in even the most turbulent of situations. Reframe shame. It's your greatest teacher. Shame. It's a word that makes most of us cringe. It creeps in when we feel exposed, judged, or vulnerable, leaving us questioning ourselves. But what if I told you that shame isn't always your enemy? In fact, shame can be a powerful teacher if you let it. As Epictetus once said, "Remember, it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." By shifting how you perceive shame, you can turn it from a burden into a tool for growth. Let's break it down. There are two types of shame: healthy shame and unhealthy shame. Healthy shame acts as your internal guide, helping you recognize when your actions stray from your values. It's like a compass, quietly urging you back on track. On the other hand, unhealthy shame comes from a place of fear of judgment, rejection, or not living up to someone else's expectations. This type of shame weighs you down and keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. Here's an example. Imagine you're publicly criticized in front of others. The initial sting of embarrassment might make you want to lash out or retreat into yourself. But stop and ask, what does this moment reveal about me? If there's truth in the criticism, embrace it and embrace an opportunity to improve. If it's unfounded, remind yourself that others' opinions don't define you. As Marcus Aurelius advised, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it. Here's how you can turn shame into strength. Pause and reflect. When shame arises, take a moment to identify its source. Is it a signal for self-improvement, or is it tied to external validation? Own your story. Acknowledge your imperfections without letting them overshadow your progress. Growth comes from self-awareness, not self-punishment. Redefine your narrative. Instead of seeing shame as a setback, view it as a chance to realign with your values and deepen your resilience. When you learn to reframe shame, you reclaim your inner peace. You shift from being reactive to intentional, turning even the harshest criticisms into opportunities for transformation. If this insight resonates with you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel differently, let me know. Drop a 1 in the comments and share your thoughts. Let's continue this journey of growth together. Practice indifference. Master what you can control. Imagine the calm that comes from knowing you don't have to control everything, that you can face criticism, unexpected setbacks, or even public scrutiny with quiet confidence, simply by letting go of what's beyond your power. This isn't surrender, it's wisdom. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control, and it's one of the most liberating concepts in philosophy. Think of a moment when someone's opinion or an unforeseen event derailed your day. Maybe it was an unwarranted critique at work or plans that fell apart at the last minute. The natural response is frustration, wanting to fix, explain, or push back. But Stoicism offers a different approach. Marcus Aurelius reminds us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Practicing indifference means focusing only on what's within your control, your actions, your responses, your choices. For instance, if you're unfairly criticized, you can't control the critique itself, but you can control whether you let it consume you or use it as fuel to stay aligned with your values. This shift in focus changes everything. It reclaims your energy and restores your peace. Indifference is not about apathy. It's about clarity. It's the refusal to let the chaos of life unsettle your inner world. By choosing not to react impulsively to things outside your influence, you take back the power that negativity would otherwise steal from you. Picture a stone in the middle of a rushing river. The water roars around it, but the stone remains unmoved, grounded, steady. That is what indifference allows you to become: strong, calm, and free from the grip of what doesn't matter. Lead with values. Let your actions define you. In a world where words are often loud and fleeting, it's your values expressed through consistent actions that leave a lasting impact. Leading with values means living in alignment with your principles no matter the situation, and letting those principles guide your decisions, your behavior, and how others perceive you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. When you lead with values, you don't need to justify yourself to others or seek their approval. Your actions speak for you, building respect in ways that words never could. Imagine a colleague cutting corners to get ahead or gossiping to curry favor. It's tempting to react, to point out the flaws in their behavior, or even to feel slighted. But a Stoic knows better. Instead of engaging, you stay true to your standards, maintaining integrity, treating others with fairness, and focusing on what's within your control. Over time, this quiet consistency sets you apart, showing others that your character is unshakable. Living by your values also means resisting the pull of external validation. The Stoics taught that our worth comes from within, not from the shifting opinions of others. When you base your decisions on your principles rather than what's popular or expected, you stand tall in your authenticity. This kind of strength earns the respect of those who matter most, the ones who value substance over show. To lead with values is not always easy. It requires reflection, discipline, and the courage to act with integrity even when it's inconvenient. But it is through this alignment of belief and behavior that you create a life rooted in purpose and respect. Let your actions, not your words, define who you are. As others watch you navigate challenges with unwavering principles, they will see the clarity and confidence that come from a life guided by values, and they will respect you for it. Lead with values. Let your actions define you. In a world where words are often loud and fleeting, it's your values expressed through consistent actions that leave a lasting impact. Leading with values means living in alignment with your principles no matter the situation, and letting those principles guide your decisions, your behavior, and how others perceive you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. When you lead with values, you don't need to justify yourself to others or seek their approval. Your actions speak for you, building respect in ways that words never could. Imagine a colleague cutting corners to get ahead or gossiping to curry favor. It's tempting to react, to point out the flaws in their behavior, or even to feel slighted. But a Stoic knows better. Instead of engaging, you stay true to your standards, maintaining integrity, treating others with fairness, and focusing on what's within your control. Over time, this quiet consistency sets you apart, showing others that your character is unshakable. Living by your values also means resisting the pull of external validation. The Stoics taught that our worth comes from within, not from the shifting opinions of others. When you base your decisions on your principles rather than what's popular or expected, you stand tall in your authenticity. This kind of strength earns the respect of those who matter most, the ones who value substance over show. To lead with values is not always easy. It requires reflection, discipline, and the courage to act with integrity even when it's inconvenient. But it is through this alignment of belief and behavior that you create a life rooted in purpose and respect. Let your actions, not your words, define who you are. As others watch you navigate challenges with unwavering principles, they will see the clarity and confidence that come from a life guided by values, and they will respect you for it. Life will always test us through criticism, interruptions, conflict, and moments of doubt. But how we respond to these challenges defines not only how others perceive us, but also how we perceive ourselves. Stoicism teaches us that respect isn't demanded or chased, it's earned through calm composure, quiet strength, and unwavering alignment with our values. By mastering first impressions, handling interruptions with grace, embracing humility, reframing shame, practicing indifference, wielding the power of silence, and leading with values, you build a foundation of self-respect that radiates outward. These aren't just strategies, they're a way of living, a path to inner peace and authentic confidence. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is already within you. It's in the choices you make every day, the way you carry yourself, and the principles you stand by. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the wisdom of Stoicism. As you move forward, remember life's challenges are not barriers, but opportunities to grow into the person you are meant to be. Live with intention, carry yourself with dignity, and let your actions speak for the values you hold dear.